What's good, defenders? You know what time it is. If it's the night before match day, then it is time for one more sleep. And yep, this match got moved. This is a fun mid-week affair once again. And defenders, you guys know this. We got to get used to it by now. These Wednesday matches have become a thing. You know my voice. I'm following my guy's lead today. He came up with apparently a dinosaur-themed naming system for us today. So I am the Scarf, J.R. Liebert, but today, you know what? I'm going by Tricera Scarf. Why not? I like it. There's a lot more than three behind me, but either way, it's the Scarf. To my left, in the little white box down there, he calls himself the platinum-colored hair flamingo, but for today, I give you one Philly-saurus Rex.
You could have also gone with Stegoscarfus. that would have been a good one, too. Dinosaurs, because we're old. Yeah.
I get
Me
it.
older than you. I might be from the Jurassic period or the other period. Jurassic period's the only period I remember just because of the movie. That's right, folks. It's Tuesday night. You're probably going to be watching this either later on today or Wednesday or heck, maybe even Thursday. But by Thursday, hopefully we'll all be a lot more jovial than we were Sunday night going into Monday morning. Because I got to tell you, the last couple days, bit rough here in Los Angeles. And not because of just cloudy, nasty weather, but because of that CONCACAF Champions League loss hangover. It's been rough, but fortunately, we don't have too much more time to lick our wounds because we got a game against a team that we've only seen one other time at Exposition Park, and that of Atlanta United. And it's a nice way to break up the week. Some hump day havoc going on in Los Angeles.
Man, our week is going to be broken up quite a bit by these Wednesday games coming up. There are a few on our schedule. Get ready for a Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday. You know what? At least we know what we're doing 2 out of 7 days of the week, Philly. And if you count the podcast after and the one more sleep before, maybe we just, crash in the studio, put a little cot up. You've got your couch over there in world famous Philly Monster Studios.
Which I've slept on many a times, courtesy of upsetting my wife.
Yeah, I've got a bed of scarves I can lay down here and nestle myself to bed there. But yeah, you know what? We get the guys from Atlanta, and this is fun because, look, when we started 2018, they were already the benchmark, right? Atlanta United kind of showed everybody what to do. They won an MLS Cup very early on in their run. They had a massive star in Joseph Martinez. They had one of the biggest signings in the history of players going to Europe in Miguel Almiron. And they looked like they were going to be a franchise that was going to get on top and stay on top for quite a while. A bit of rough sailing recently. Some star power that was brought in that didn't quite live up to their star power wattage.
What a
and of course, Pity Martinez. But this is a club that has righted the ship. I believe now they have won 4 MLS matches in a row, currently in 6th place in the East and on the rise. They are a team trending upward. A massive effort in their last match against New England. I think they went down, 2 goals, and they wound up taking the lead 3-2 at one point. So this is a club unbeaten in their last 4 and seeming like they're trending in the right direction, Philly.
Unbeaten in their last 4, but only 1 win in their last 5. I mean, the last time they won was a couple of days prior to us when they whooped up on, I believe it was Colorado, where they won 4-0. That was their last win. But it seems like it's been a long time since we last won a game. At least, if you're looking at it from the actual games being played. Last game we won was against San Jose 2-1. We've lost 3 straight, but none of those have been Major League Soccer regular season games. So that lost to the Galaxy in the Open Cup, and obviously these 2 legs of the CONCACAF Champions League final. You're right. Atlanta United was the benchmark. They came out of the gates hot, and there were times that I would think, man, I would totally go with 1 MLS Cup right now and then just go through the futility that they have been going. And they, like you said, started out red hot. Then Tata Martino goes to El Tri. Then Paul McDonough moves on, goes to Miami, gets them in a whole heap of trouble, gets banned from MLS, and now he's the president of USL. Go figure. But they have started turning things around. Again, they have not lost in the past 4 matches, and they've got a couple of really rock star players on this team. The last time we faced them, and we've only faced them 3 times during the course of the regular season, there was a preseason friendly where we drew 2-2. But in these 3 games that we've competed against Atlanta United, the home team has won every game. Atlanta's won twice. One time, the most recent time having beaten us 1-0, goal by Joseph Martinez. And if we go way back to 2018, arguably one of the worst losses we've ever had in the history of LAFC, where we gave up 5 goals down at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That was a nasty one. But then fast forward a year after that, we end up beating them 4-3 at the bank. Goals by Adama, Diamande, Edward Atuesta, Carlos Vela, Diego Rossi. That was fun, but that game was a lot closer than we would have liked it to be. We were up 3-1, and then they came back, and it got a little nerve-wracking, but it's always going to be a heated affair against one of the MLS 2.0 expansion teams, and we can't even really call ourselves or Atlanta expansion teams, but I'm certainly looking forward to this one.
Yeah, let's be honest. This is a matchup that the Soccer Don absolutely loves. 2 very big markets, 2 clubs that draw, 2 clubs that have incredible home atmospheres. And so when this matchup comes up on the schedule, you better believe MLS is going to promote the absolute heck out of it. That 5-0 loss, by the way, I do kind of remember that like it was yesterday. If I remember correctly, that was the worst game of the now in Europe, Joao Moutinho's career. He picked up that red card. He picked up a yellow in the 90th and then another yellow in like the 92nd minute, I think, of the match. And it was just bad news bears. We got absolutely blown the doors off of in that one. In fact, if I remember correctly, yeah, if I remember correctly, Rodrigo Pacheco played in that game, which, by the way, go back to the Wayback Machine and take a look at Rodrigo Pacheco's illustrious career in black and gold. And then like right after that, I want to say he got released. So that's not a fun one in the history of the black and gold Philly. That's ancient history. Let's get into the near future. What's happening tomorrow? Look, Atlanta United, LAFC, this one's got all the makings. We have to right the ship, but let's rip the Band-Aid off of something else before we get into our players to watch. Players, at least 2 of which we're pretty sure we are not going to be seeing. One, Sergi Palencia. There have been very few reports coming out of training or out of LAFC camp at all stating what happened with Sergi. It was a non-contact injury, as I understand. And he went down right on the sideline, right next to Steve Cherundolo, and rolled himself off the pitch because he was actually injured, not because he was being a little baby from Leon. But we know we won't see Sergi Palencia. But Philly, let's go to the photo. We definitely won't be seeing Aaron Long anytime soon. Yikes.
Chicks dig scars, scarf. Or maybe in present day environment, people dig scars. Let me refrain from that. That's rough. It's still, you can still see the goose egg there. I mean, I can't even tell how many stitches that is, but that's definitely double digits. That was a hard knock, and we couldn't tell the magnitude if we were at the game. But I mean, there was a ton of blood that he was spewing because, as my wife says, the head is vascular.
Yeah, look, it's bad when my dad, who was watching the game at home, we were in the stands, my dad calls and goes, "That is a hell of a lot of blood." And I went back and rewatched it. I know you went back and rewatched it. And the only thing I kept thinking is, I really hope Aaron Long's going to be okay. I mean, obviously, he looks okay there in that all of his brains seem like they are on the inside of his head. But that is rough, my man. Aaron Long, obviously, we wish you... I don't wish you a speedy recovery. I wish a recovery on your own terms for this, man. You just heal up, and whatever it takes to keep Humpty Dumpty together up there, you got to keep that noggin okay, man. So you take your time, good sir. You get healthy. Oof.
Yeah, that's got to go. It's giving me the EBGBs now.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, let's get into our players to watch because I don't want to watch that anymore. That was really big. There we go.
Well, hold on real quick before we got to mention the injuries that and the questionable people from Atlanta United. We know for a fact we're not going to see Ozzy Alonso because he's got ACL recovery issues. If you were hoping for players such as Eric Lopez, you won't be seeing him either. But somebody who's featured as a starter on this team that has represented the red, white, and blue, who's questionable, is that in Caleb Wiley. He was out with the U.S.'s U20s. And they have him listed as questionable. But if it was really down to like physical prowess, he's under 20. He needs 5 minutes to recover from an entire football match. So he's questionable, but not necessarily out. In addition, to Aaron Long, obviously, Maxime Crepeau. We gotta keep mentioning Maxime Crepeau out there. J-Mac is playing so well these days that I don't want people to forget about Maxime Crepeau. So I want to make sure we talk about him when listed as outs. And questionable with lower extremity. It's funny. This season is the only time we started seeing things referred to as lower extremities on the injury report. Kellen Acosta and Timothy Tillman. So that's the story there. Now we can move into our players to watch.
Yeah, and look, by the way, Ozzie Alonso upgraded to questionable, so maybe they'll get one of their midfield maestros back. You never know. He's on his way to recovery. And Caleb Wiley, a kid that you mentioned, I really hope he plays. He is 18 years old. He is all kinds of special on the back line, and pairing him with Miles Robinson, who was almost my player to watch, they are going to be, I don't know how much longer Miles Robinson is going to be here. I don't know how much longer Caleb Wiley is going to be here, so watch them while you can. Look, I know we've done this enough, Philly and I know Philly will pick the lowest of the hanging fruit. And I got to be honest.
No, the most obvious and the ones that people will pay to watch. That's my MO, not because
in all of Major League Soccer, there's no lower hanging fruit than Philly's choice. I think more people should buy a ticket to go see this one particular player than almost anybody else in MLS. So I'm going with the man from Heraklion. I'm going with Yorgos Yakumakis because, I mean, look, 1 goal behind Denny Bouanga in the Golden Boot race, 10-9. He is an incredibly fun player to watch. Black and gold, we're trying to ship a player over to Scotland right now in Jose Cifuentes to Rangers. This guy came from Celtic and has been absolutely lighting the league on fire since he has touched down. Again, 9 goals and one of those pure strikers that is so much fun to watch. Yorgos Yakumakis is going to be electric tomorrow. Definitely worth the price of admission. And look, you can go with a lot of stars on this Atlanta United team. Miles Robinson and Caleb Wiley, they're both excellent, but Yorgos Yakumakis is going to be fun. The reason why I chose Mahala is because I genuinely think that he's going to get a lot of burn in this match, and that maybe, just maybe, Steve Cherundolo is going to rotate the lineup a little bit, give a few guys maybe a half off in this match to kind of decompress, get their feet back under them. But look, we don't have a ton of time. We got to get this thing turned around, and we got to set our sights on the Western Conference title, on the Supporters Shield, and on MLS Cup, because that is the next trophy up. I know we've got Leagues Cup and Campeones Cup and all that stuff, but let's focus on MLS right now. I think now Mahala can get back down to business and start scoring goals again. We need him to find that touch from inside the box. Hell, we need anybody other than Denny Bouanga right now to find the touch inside the box, inside the attacking third, inside the 18. We need to be more clinical. We need to have better touch inside and around the offensive end. So I think it's going to be Mahalo Opoku, and I'm hoping he puts one in the back of the net tomorrow.
I like it. I love Mahala. I always have. And you got a Greek brother out there at Atlanta United, a designated player, which he got his first start back after having a couple, like being hobbled somewhat with injury, and he certainly is a player to impress. As far as mine are concerned, yes, the low-hanging fruit, but people pay money to see certain players. You, of all people, know that. You root for teams like the New England Patriots because of Tom Brady. You were a Detroit Lions fan because you like Barry Sanders. You had a history of low-hanging fruit in terms of sports fandom. So this is my turn to do that. Thiago Almada is the first active MLS player that is a World Cup winner, which is pretty darn cool. Yes, we've had World Cup winners coming in, but like he's active. He was playing on Atlanta United. He was rostered there when Argentina won the World Cup. But that is not the reason why we keep our eyes on him. We keep our eyes on him due to the fact that he has 7 goals and 8 assists on the season for Atlanta United. He leads the team in both of those statistical categories, which is fantastic. Tough kid, and it's going to be a tough matchup for our players. And yes, obviously, Denny Bouanga is the worth the price of admission. He is the leading scorer, tied with Hani Mukhtar in Major League Soccer. And the statistic that I came across, which is interesting, is on average, at home, not over the regular season everywhere, at home, Denny scores a goal on average every 54 minutes in the bank. And yes, I'm calling it the bank. I will forever call it the bank. That's 3 times. It's $15 in the philanthropy jar. And with a champion mindset that he has, and we know he has it. We've seen him and we've heard him say it directly to us in the press box. He's going to come off that leg 2 against Leon on fire. He knows that had he put the ball in the back of the net less than 120 seconds into that game on Sunday, we're looking at a completely different setup in the CONCACAF Champions League. If he is the motivated type of player that I think he is, he's going to dwell on that and want to come in and put on a show for us here in BMO. And real quick, there is something that Thiago Almada and Denis Bouanga have in common, Scarf, and that is Hani Mukhtar. When it comes to Denis, he's tied with Hani for the most goals in Major League Soccer. And as far as Thiago is concerned, he is tied in the sense that he's contributed in the most consecutive MLS games with some type of contribution, whether it be a goal or assist. So we talk about Denis being a possible runaway for that MVP. Nah, Hani's in that conversation, but Thiago Almada is as well.
Look, when they take the picture of Argentina and Lionel Messi holding up his first and only World Cup, Thiago Almada's in the picture, man. Thiago Almada played in the World Cup this year too.
Crazy.
It's not like he just tagged along for the ride like we've seen some of our guys do in the past. Dude played against Poland in a 2-0 win. In fact, in the games that he's even been on the bench for, they've only lost one game. And they've only given up 2 goals one time. Like Thiago Almada he's a generational talent that we are lucky to have in Major League Soccer, but we have one of those in Denis Bouanga. Let's see if y'all can notice my theme here as we get into our keys to the game. Look, we have Philly was the first to do 2. I'm going to be the first to throw 3 out there. So first thing we need to do, we need to absolutely make sure that we never miss a beat. And what I mean by that is we need to start stringing our passes together. We need to go from the back line to the midfield to the forwards. We need to put it together, like Leon did for about 180, almost 200 minutes. String those passes together, move that ball around, not as much over the top stuff because that hasn't been quite as successful for us. So we need to not miss a beat when it comes to our passes. We need to absolutely be lightning on our feet in both boxes. We need to be far more clinical inside the opponent's 18. We need to make sure we are stringing passes together, but we also need to make sure that if the opportunity is there, fire it on net. Be quick with our feet. We have been slow. We have been beaten to every 50-50 ball. We have been beaten on almost every aerial. It has not been a good time for these last couple of matches for LAFC. We need to be quicker both on and off the ball. And more importantly, in fact, probably most importantly, I say every member of the faithful black and gold supporters, we are all kind of still in this malaise, this pall hanging over BMO Stadium, in that was a really rough 2-legged affair. We got beat in almost every single facet, but you know what we have to do? We have to shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Because at this point, we have to set our sights on trophies that we can win. We can't look through the rear view mirror. We have to look through the windshield at what's in front of us. So as long as we never miss a beat and we're lightning on our feet, we can shake it off. We'll be just fine.
It's awfully swift of you, Taylor. I like your keys to the game. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. All right. I don't have 3. And if we're going to keep upping each other, this is going to be a very long one more sleep. But I'm going to simply chalk it up to the following.
Go on.
Keys to the game. There we go. It's all about, Steve has said that some games in a lot of senses aren't necessarily tactical. They're about moments. And the team that has the most moments will generally win. And Leon, they had their moments, and Leon was the best team. And I don't know what the one guy on social media said about how he listened to full 90 minutes of our show and said we just complained the whole time. No, dummy. We said Leon was better. Listen to the beginning. Get the confetti out of your ear. And congratulations, by the way, that your team won. It's all about coming in and shaking it off, like you said, and brushing things off. A championship club with a championship mentality doesn't dwell on things that are in the past. They focus on what's ahead of them. We're not worried about U.S. Open Cup anymore. For better or for worse, that's done. We no longer, and sadly, don't have to worry about CONCACAF Champions League. That's over and done. And we don't get to go to Saudi Arabia, which kind of sucks because with the announcement of Karim Benzema heading out over there, that would have been really, really cool to get to see LAFC square off against one of the greatest players in this current day and age. But that's neither here nor there. It's about shifting the focus on what's important and what's in front of us. And that's our domestic league, Major League Soccer. And if we can turn things around, we have plenty of time to do so. We can go out there. And I think a lot of people at BMO are going to be looking for that hope, that win, something to cheer up about. Because, again, we've lost 3 matches, but we haven't lost our last Major League Soccer match. And if you look at things statistically, while yes, FC Cincinnati might be the best team right now, and they're going to advance in the Open Cup as they're beating Pittsburgh, we're still 2 when it comes to points per game, and we still have plenty of games in hand. Now, I've seen some stuff on social media. Everybody could be upset and has their own opinions, but I'm starting to see Dolo out dummies out there preaching about ridiculous stuff too, and how he's a clown. A lot of class and a lot of respect for the man that brought us our first MLS Cup. Yeah, we got annihilated by a team that was better than us. Sure, the stringing of 15 consecutive passes and here in Ole was frustrating. Whatever, it's behind us now. We're still in a position to win our domestic league, which is the second most important thing that we need to focus on. Winning is hard in Major League Soccer. It is, especially consecutively. This isn't a league that's built to keep a dynasty going. But if there's anything that we have is a team that is built for success, and I think we're going to continue to do so moving forward, provided we start off on the right foot Wednesday.
Yeah, I want to remind everybody out there that LAFC is one of only 2 clubs in Major League Soccer with 1 loss throughout their entire season so far. Yes, we've only played 12 matches, but wait, that's us all the way up in 7th, despite only having played 12 matches when it comes to Supporter Shield race. That's us with the 13 plus 13 goal differential, tied for the second best in all of Major League Soccer, despite having only played 12 matches. There's very little about our MLS ship that we need to right, my friends. We're undefeated at home, 5-0-1. One of only 4 clubs this season that are undefeated. Wow. Never mind. You got to go all the way down to Chicago. There are 5 clubs undefeated. Chicago's undefeated at 2-0-6 at home. Either way, we only have 1 loss on the road. This is a club that has been humming when it comes to their Major League Soccer performances. We are going to get right back on that treadmill and understand that we have 24 matches left, 22 matches left. I can math. 22 matches left in this MLS season. Plenty of time, plenty of ways to go, but plenty of reasons to continue to be optimistic. And yeah, look, Steve Cherundolo, a little bit of the shine is off because of how badly he got out coached there by Larcamon. Sure, he did. Tactically, we didn't match up. Athletically on the pitch, we didn't match up. But you know what? Even the best of teams have their worst of days. And our worst of days consisted of us giving up a little bit of a fluky penalty goal and John giving up kind of a soft goal here at BMO. Otherwise, think about it, guys. We got beat up and down the pitch for almost 200 minutes, and it would have been 1-1. I know. Would have been, should have been, could have been. The better team won. We lost. But that being said, no reason not to be optimistic, Philly. No reason not to be excited headed into BMO on a Wednesday to take on one of the other premier franchises in all of Major League Soccer, Atlanta United. I'm excited, Philly. How you feeling?
Of course I'm excited. I'm just excited to be back at BMO. And I can't really say it's been that long. We went the day after the CCL Cup final to witness another loss, another Angel City loss, unfortunately. Get the day off, and then we get to go back on Wednesday. Dude, of course I'm excited. I love our club. I love our team, and I love being in that atmosphere with 22,000 of our closest friends, and this time it will be more so that way because it certainly wasn't 22,000 all of our friends. There was plenty of green, and I don't mean that smoke screen, in the stands at BMO. Yeah, of course I'm excited, man. Why don't we talk about who's going to go out there winning this game and what the score predictions are going to be?
Yeah, man. Look, Philly and I don't discuss things ahead of time.
Nah.
I think it'll take us a little bit, but I think we'll figure it out. Heck, we might even go down a goal in this one, but we're coming back with a 2-1 victory, getting right back on the right side of things when it comes to Major League Soccer, 2-1. And I mean, I picked him as my player to watch, so I want Mahala to get at least 1 in this one. And I would really love to see, with all due respect to Denny Bwanga, I would really love to see us get a goal from an unlikely contributor, because it's been a little while since we've
Yeah.
had one of those. Obviously, Kellen Acosta giving us one against Philadelphia was big, but I think we need to see a goal from somebody who we don't expect. I'm not talking about a forward, even Stipe Biuk or Mati Bogusz. I expect them, if they come in, when they come in, to contribute to the scoring line. I would love to see us, I don't know, score off a set piece or have a ball bounce around the box a la Giorgio Chiellini's first goal where he kind of pounced on one, right? We need to see something like that. So I'm going with 2-1, Philly. How about you?
Yeah. Yeah. We don't discuss things. I
really
swear.
Don't. We really don't.
Atlanta United has a really good home record of 5-1-2. Atlanta United is terrible on the road. Well, 1-3-4 doesn't indicate terrible, but they've only had 2 wins going back to last April. 2 wins on the road going back to last April. And I don't foresee a third one coming, and I don't foresee a draw either. I predict a scoring line of 2-1.
Hey.
I don't like doing these score predictions in terms of players. I agree with you. It'd be nice to see somebody other than Denis score. It'd be great to see, you're saying off a set piece, it'd be great to see Moody come in crashing in on a set piece with a header. That would be kind of cool. Or hell, even allow Daniel Maldonado to open up his scoring account. That'd be awesome. But that being the case, I still think, because he's my player to watch, Denny is going to contribute in some way, shape, or form, and he is going to leave Wednesday as the leading scorer in Major League Soccer. So there you have it, 2-1. LAFC continues to win at home. Atlanta United extends that winless streak on the road. Not winless streak. They remain at 2 wins over 25 matches going back to last April.
I love it. Look, we expect all y'all to be out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. The girls have to record their episode in about 5 minutes, so we should get the heck out of here. But yeah, don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We're also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, all the usual suspect spots, over on Twitter at Defend the Bank. So make sure you guys check us out. We'll have episode 256 with another incredible cover from Dexter in about 29 hours or so. Fun times.
Bring us 30 close after midnight. I don't know.
Yeah, well, let's hear that sweet guitar riff, brother.